Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and welcome to your daily live commentary today playing some Halo 4 Legendary Slayer, the new playlist that was just added today, and it is essentially the classic playlist that everybody has been begging for since the game released, or at least a lot of people on the forums have been begging for, not necessarily everybody. But it is essentially classic Halo. You still have the ability to sprint, and the motion sensor still remains at 80 meters to keep it consistent with the rest of the playlist in the game. But you spawn with an assault rifle, fragmentation grenades, resupply, and explosives. There are no armor abilities, there are no other loadouts, and there is no ordnance, which includes personal, initial, and random ordnance. All weapons are on the map, but they're not ordnance. They're actually laid on the map, so there is no markers to indicate their location and their presence, none of the white markers, the waypoints that show you where you can get grenades and other things. So it is very classic Halo. I do wish that you started with battle rifles on a lot of the maps, but I'm okay with assault rifles for most of it. And so far, it's been pretty fun. I've been playing it all morning. I've had a lot of really bad luck with this playlist, with people leaving, and a lot of people with team killing or causing team deaths. Friendly fire is on in this playlist, and it has been something that people seem to have trouble grasping. People keep killing me, and keep taking my kills and killing me in the process with grenades and just with stray bullets. We happen to get in each other's way. Something people aren't just fully used to yet, that they'll get used to over time. But so far, the playlist does seem to have a lot of fun potential. I do still prefer Infinity Slayer. I do like having the armor abilities quite a bit. That is something I have always enjoyed in Halo 4. But Legendary Slayer is definitely a lot of fun. Now, there's a lot of people that'll tell you, with their rose-tinted nostalgia glasses on, they'll tell you that this is the way Halo is meant to be played, and the only way that Halo should be played is this way. And they're the same people that I have mentioned before that only want copy-pastes of Halo 2 and 3, and they call Call of Duty really bad because it's the same game every year. But when Halo tries to do something different, oh lordy, the world is ending, find shelter, take cover, hide your kids, hide your wife because the world is ending. No. No, it's not that bad, but I don't agree fully with the mentality of this is the only way Halo is meant to be played, because there are a lot of people that they'll look at Halo, what it used to be, and, oh, I missed the jump, I hit the railing! I was gonna be all impressive and be like, hey, look what I can do, I can jump on this little ledge here, and, oh, I completely whiffed it, I clipped the railing with my toe, and went off the ledge. Anyways, wow, spawned rocket launcher. Let's see this. I just start moving. Anyways, besides that rocky start, let's actually do something. Or just get battle rifled. That works too. Or assault rifled. He had an assault rifle. Okay. Deep breath. And get killed. Right off the bat. I was going to say deep breath, gather thoughts. Nope. Okay. Not going too well right off the bat. Just hide for a second. Really, you're gonna come down here? Lucky snapshot. Lucky snapshot. Got that last one after missing 2 of them. We are getting steamrolled right now because we didn't get to any of the... Oh, I was looking at the screen! Leave me alone. This isn't going well. This is just not going well. You can barely even spawn right now. Can barely get away with spawning. Yep. This is going to be a really bad match. I can tell already that things are not going to go very well. Barely didn't get him. Okay, so yeah, about this. Things I want to talk about. Friendly fire, watch out for it. Friendly fire is a big deal in this playlist. Lots of people have been killing each other and causing all sorts of issues with friendly fire. A couple other things with sprinting being enabled. You will try to work as a team, but people will just flee from combat. You'll notice that your teammates will just abandon you very often. I've had that issue quite a bit where I will be standing side by side with a teammate, and then a couple people will come, and he'll just turn around and sprint away, and then I'll get completely dominated, and of course you'll have enemies sprinting away as well. But then you get into these areas right here where you have one team that has all control of all the power weapons, dominating everything because they have control of the power weapons, and you have no way to dislodge them from it. There's a big flaw that people overlook in old Halo games. That a lot of people say, oh, look, you have to have aspects of map control, which I do agree with the idea of map control, but map control doesn't have to revolve around power weapons, because there's the idea of having a power weapon that just hands you kills. Then there's the idea of actually being able to hold the position with the tools that you spawn with. There are two ways to have map control. Like this, I mean, what am I supposed to do right here when these guys have rockets and battle rifles and everything all lodged up in the middle right there? I mean, look at that. They're already just about to win. What are you supposed to do against that when it gets to be that much of a difference in the leads? And especially on a small map like this, where you can see a bunch of the different spawn points right off the bat. Now, you could just blame a lot of it on the fact that the maps are not really designed with this type of game in mind. These maps were designed with the idea of having loadouts. These maps were designed with the idea of having jetpacks, thruster packs, holograms, active camouflages. And instead what happens is you get teams that come in and completely roll in the beginning because they get rocket launchers and they get other things, and they can hold one position, especially Haven. Haven's a really bad map for this game type because you grab that upper center position, you get the rockets and you get the BRs, and you can cover every angle on the map. Now, if everybody spawned with battle rifles, it wouldn't be as big of an issue because then you could fight the ranged battle, but at that point, there really isn't anything a single team can do once one team gains that middle position with the rocket launchers. You really can't do anything about it, as you saw there. I mean, in the beginning, I could barely spawn. I mean, you saw me spawn, take one step, and then that guy came down from up top with that concussion rifle. You know, what are you supposed to do there? We'll do another one. Hopefully the next one I'll be able to show just a little bit more. I'm hoping that we'll get Shutout and the rotation, get something else, because the more classic style maps seem to work a lot better. The newer maps, the Halo 4 stock maps, don't seem to work very well for this playlist, because they're really not meant for this style of play. They're not meant with power weapon positions in mind, because you can have the map control. I'm not trying to say you can't have map control with a power weapon. Map control can revolve around power weapons, but only if the map is designed around that aspect. When the sniper is put in a position like it does on Lockout, where the sniper has his position, and you can put fire on it, you can take cover from it. But when you take a map like Haven, and you put a rocket launcher in it, and everyone has assault rifles, and then you can take that upper middle position, then your team gets battle rifles, then there's nothing the other team can do. And you can say, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, that's how it's supposed to be, that's map control. But the thing is, the map isn't designed around that type of gameplay, and it really does become unfair completely for the team that is on the receiving end of that. There really isn't anything you can do about it. Now, if they start bringing out more Forge maps, more Forge remakes, and start putting them into the Legendary Slayer, we would see a lot more good things come of it. We would see a lot more happen, and I think that's what needs to happen, is we need to have more Forge remakes of, like, Lockout, Zanzibar maybe. If somebody could remake Zanzibar somehow, I would love to see a Zanzibar remake. Midship, any kind of old classic style Halo map that is designed with the idea of map control based around power weapons in mind, and the weapons are placed in such positions as to accommodate that, but also put other weapons around the map so that you can combat that. You know, like, yeah, you have the sniper rifle up top in Lockout, but then across the way of it, you have other weapons. On this one, you have the Needler, but there's also a sword. On Haven, that's just a really bad map. That was a really bad one to start out on, because everything does kind of localize around that upper middle platform, and then you get the rockets, as I've said, and the battle rifles, and there's really not much one team can do against it. So, I'm actually going to shut up now and wait until we get into another match, and I will just see you then. Hopefully, it'll go much better. Okay, here we are on Abandoned, spawning on the blue team. $5 says everything's going to revolve around that upper middle, but I'm not going to get involved in that little cluster of fighting right there. I'm actually going to go off to the side. I've never played this map in Legendary Slayer, so I have no idea how it actually plays out. I don't know how the map flows. I don't know where the weapon spawns are. Absolutely no idea. So I'm just going to kind of look for stuff, hopefully find a battle rifle somewhere. Find a rifle anywhere. I don't know where anything is. Well, at least there's a... Oh, here's a carbine. There we go. Now things are looking up a little bit. Okay, let's go back to this lift over here. Gold lift. I think it's called. I think that's what the pros call it. Nope, bad grenade. Oh, that didn't go well. I was hoping that I could throw that grenade a little better, but that didn't work for me. But yeah, Haven is not a good map for this game type. I think they should take Haven out of the rotation, or at least try to rework the weapons on it a little bit, because gaining that rocket launcher in that middle is pretty much game over for one team. And I mean, you can call it competitive all you want, but there's a difference between a game being competitive and a game being fun. And being on the receiving end of that just isn't fun whatsoever. I mean, could you just imagine, like, imagine if you were in that match I was just in last time, and you couldn't do anything. No matter what you did, when you spawned, there was a rocket, or there were battle rifle group shots on you. Just imagine if you couldn't do anything at all. That isn't fun to do. It just isn't. It's not fun. Like right here, now we're in the upper middle here, controlling this area, and we don't have anything like a rocket launcher to help us, but now we have the map dominance. Now we have it, not them. Hold on. Really? But I mean, I guess I can go over some of the things that you do need to be wary of in this game type. Like I've already mentioned, the friendly fire is something... I think I mentioned that. Maybe I mentioned that in a different commentary that I tried to do for this. But, friendly fire is a big deal. Friendly fire, lots of people have been team killing or causing their teammates to die on accident. Nobody's really done it on purpose that I've seen, but it has been causing issues. I've been getting killed from it quite often, and there have been some issues with it. So keep an eye out for your friendly fire. There's a sniper rifle. There we go. Now we can give some sniper support. So let's go down here. Oh, I missed the jump. Okay, whatever. What? No, that should have been a headshot, and you know it. Ow. Okay, run away. Let's see, other things. This game type is much slower than Halo 4 has been up until this point. You can imagine why. Without your loadouts, you really don't have... You really have an incentive to kind of stay back and not run at people. You know, running at people is a really bad thing to do in this a lot. Because you saw me do it earlier. I came up onto this platform right here and I kind of zerged at a couple of people and it got me killed. And I shouldn't have done that. Instead, I should have just kind of stayed back and kind of let the battle flow in my favor. Double kill. Triple kill. Look at that. All of a sudden, I'm doing this, but this map is definitely a bit better. But I still kind of feel like I have too much of an advantage having these ledges and having the upper middle for my team. I still feel like it's a bit too much. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I just have that mentality of that's just not fair in my head. And maybe it's all me. But I really don't feel like the stock Halo 4 maps are a good fit for Legendary Slayer. Legendary Slayer, I don't have any problem with at all. But on these stock maps, it definitely does seem to have some of its issues. I'm actually just going to get out of here. And maybe go top mid somewhere around it and help out a bit. I should just let him die. I only have 3 rounds left, but I've done some work with it. And we're really not all that far ahead. Really not all that far ahead. We're only 7 kills. Actually, it's quite a bit, though, because it does only go to 50 kills. It doesn't go to 60 like Halo has up until this point. And you can see that you are only getting 1 point per kill, not 10. I'm really worried about my teammate walking in front of me right here. I'm really worried about that. Yep, already dead. Oh, he stuck him. And I'm dead here. Oh. Either way, though, Legendary Slayer, I do like it, and I think it does have potential. There's a lot of people with their rose-tinted nostalgia glasses that will say that this is the only way Halo 4 is meant to be played, but there is definitely room for more, and I do actually still prefer Infinity Slayer. I do prefer Infinity Slayer quite a bit. I really think that I should have won that fight. I really think that fight should have been mine. But either way, either way, there is room enough for it all. What do we have here? Carbine I'll take. Although, I will say, this does make me happy because I did kind of miss the idea of picking up weapons on the map. I did kind of miss that in Halo. I mean, I guess I'm kind of conflicted right now because on the one end, I do kind of feel that holding a rocket launcher on a map and having that superiority is a bit unfair, but on the other end, I did kind of miss it. And I'm not really sure, but we'll see with more playtime how I feel in the end, how I actually feel about it when all is said and done. But as for right now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would prefer this type of Halo or the Infinity Halo. Right now, it's Infinity all the way. I prefer the newer Halo 4 style of game. But there are aspects of this that I do miss, and I think maybe a hybrid of the two, if they went for more of a hybrid feel for it, would do much better. I really think more of a hybrid style would work more to the benefit of everybody, and I think that might be something they might strive for in the next Halo. They might try for that hybrid style. Because they both have their strengths, but they also both have their weaknesses. Like this right here, the map control aspect just does make it unfun for the team that does not have any control. Right now, this match is actually going pretty solid back and forth, and actually has been going pretty fairly back and forth each way. But you saw in that match on Haven, that was just horrible. And Haven, I can probably chalk that up just to Haven being bad for this. I really do think Haven is just really bad for this. But I'd like to see them explore more with Halo and explore the potential that the Halo style of gameplay has, because no other game uses shields with headshot-capable weapons in the same way that Halo does. They don't have the same type of weaponry, the same type of gameplay that Halo does, and I'd like to see them explore that potential and explore what's capable of happening with the game a bit more in the future. And I'm glad to see them at least throwing this in, because it's interesting to see how this game plays just with sprint. It really is interesting just to see how classic Halo plays with sprint involved. And you know what? I'm getting better at sniping, I've noticed. I've noticed my sniping is getting much, much, much better, and I'm really happy with it. I used to be able to quickscope really well back when I was in high school, and I haven't been able to in Halo Reach or in Halo 4 very well, and I'm really happy about being able to do it. And do that! I have missed being able to do that so much. Oh no, teammate! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. See? Didn't do it on purpose, but it still happens. I feel so bad. Oh, teammate, that was my fault. Oh. Oh well, we're about to win anyways. I don't think he is going to get too upset and boot me over. I don't even think he can boot me because it wasn't an act of full friendly fire. He was already taking shots. Let's go ahead and just pick the carbine back up. See if we can get the last kill. Which we're not going to because it's all over there. Okay. That match went better. Oh, look, they had 2 people leave. So, I don't know. Legendary Slayer doesn't have a high population just yet. We'll see how everything goes. I still, at this current moment, prefer Infinity, but Legendary Slayer is definitely a neat addition that I'd like to see fleshed out a bit more. I'd like to see them experiment more with Halo and see what they can do to try to really flesh out a mix of classic and more modern styles of FPS, because I think Halo does have that potential, because it's not like COD where every weapon is somewhat of a copy-paste of itself, where the minute stat differences really don't make that big of a difference. In Halo, the weapon stat differences make a big difference. Each weapon does behave in its own way, and that's something they can really capitalize on, and I'd really like to see them explore everything a whole lot more. So, I guess with all of that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.